you want to take your 3-note per string scale shapes to the next level, get way more mileage out of it, and learn some fast shred guitar bursts, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm not only going to show you 3 fast licks, I'm going to show you the concepts that I use to navigate these 3-note per string patterns so you get way more mileage out of these scale shapes and you're not limited to standard licks. If you want the tab to everything that you hear in this video, plus 4 extra licks, head over to Patreon. There's a 7-day free trial happening at the moment. You also get the tab to the opening solo so you can get your fingers under some more ideas. The licks that you're about to hear are played over a specific section in Cherry Pie. What a killer song. Really, really fun to play over. If you want the backing track to that, head over to Patreon. However, you can take these same exact concepts and move them in any key all around the fretboard in your favorite pieces. It's just a really, really cool moment of this song to play these specific licks over. Let's jump into the first lick. Okay, because of the chords that are happening beneath this fast part are F and G, we're actually going to be playing a G Mixolydian mode, or a G Mixolydian scale. We're then going to land on a chord tone once we enter the bar of E minor. You'll see what I mean in a second. So just imagine a G Mixolydian scale. We're actually going to start on the 10th fret of the E string. I'm going to show you the notes, and then I'm going to show you the first concept, or the first sequence or pattern that we apply to this 3-note per string scale. So this is the 3-note per string pattern. Here we go. Starting on the 10th fret, I'll play through it really slowly. So we're starting on the 10th fret of E, we're going up to the 12th, 13th, and then we're playing this sort of even fret number pattern for the A, D, and G strings. That's all 10, 12, 14, and then we switch to the 12th fret, go 12, 13, 15, and then the same thing on the E string. So now we've got the 3-note per string pattern under our fingers. Let's insert this concept. I'm going to play through the first little cell nice and slowly. Right, so we've got a nice sequence there. We're going up 3 notes, another 3 notes, descending, and then hitting 1 note on the previous string. That's a nice concept in itself, and I use this all the time. That's going to be concept number 1. We're then going to continue up the next 3 strings and then apply that concept. So we're going to descend down 3 notes and hit that 1 note on the previous string, okay? That's the second time we see this first concept in this lick. I'm hoping this makes sense. What we've got so far is this. We're going to continue up the scale. We're going to insert that concept again. And then we're going to finish on a full tone bend into the E minor chord. Right, so we see that concept 3 times in this lick, and it works out nicely to land on that E note over the E minor chord. It resolves it nicely in that 3rd bar. This is the whole lick. Now, of course, you can insert it into any 3-note per string pattern. You can take it all over the fretboard. It's really, really cool. Let's move on to the second lick. Just a reminder, guys, if you want the tab to everything that you hear, plus the opening solo, as well as a few other licks, head over to Patreon. 7-day free trial happening at the moment. Okay, so this second lick features 2 concepts that I use all the time. One of them is going to be a really good tool or mechanism to transition into the adjacent position, right? So I'm going to show you the scale that we're going to be using, the scale shape that we're going to be using. It's going to span from the 13th fret of the E string all the way up to the 22nd fret of the high E string, and we're going to be bending into that E note from a D. But let me just show you the notes that we're going to be using, and then I'll go through the 2 concepts and we'll put it all together. Let's start off on the 13th fret. Right, we'll go to the next string, go to the next string, Remembering we're G Mixolydian from the flat 7 in this case. And then we're actually going to do a position shift. And then another position shift. And we're actually going to continue up a G major scale. So we're going to hit the major 7th there. And then continue up the same frets on the E string. So that's going to be 19, 20, 22. And then bend into that E note. All right, let's check out this first concept in this lick. It's really common, but I love using it. It gives you a lot of mileage out of your 3-note per string scale shapes. Let's start off by playing a group of 6. Just up the scale. And then we're going to play another group of 6, but we're going to start on the 2nd string of the previous group. Right, so far we got this. Pretty cool, right? You could actually continue up the entire scale that way if you wanted to. Right, really cool stuff there. However, once we've hit that 2nd group of 6, we're going to insert another concept. Okay, check it out. This is what we got so far. Now, the other concept in this lick is facilitating a position shift. So we've just played these 3 notes, and we're actually going to position shift and play the next 3-note per string pattern starting on the flat 7 of G, which is going to be 15th fret, play 15, 17, 19. So that move looks like this. Really, really common, right? Good way to get up the scale, and then we're going to continue up the next 3 notes in that position, right? And then we're actually going to shift into the next position of the 3-note per string scale shape. So there's a lot of information in that last little bit. Let me play the full lick for you nice and slow so far. Position shift. And then position shift again, but on the lower string. And then we're going to go back to our first concept of this lick, where we then repeat the last 3 notes that we played on that same string. Continue up the scale. I'm going to switch to G major because it sounds cool. And then bending into the root note of E. Right? A lot of information. Really, really cool idea. You sort of get 3 concepts in this lick. Let me play it for you nice and slow. Here it is a little bit faster. Tricky once you get up nice and high, those frets get a lot smaller. So it is a little bit challenging to be accurate there, but really, really fun. Extend those concepts in your own way. If you want a few more ideas, head over to Patreon. There's tab for everything that you see and hear in this video, plus a few extra licks, as well as a few fast bursts that are a little bit easier to get your fingers around. Let's move on to the last lick. Okay, this one's nice and fun. You can take it all over the fretboard, all over different string sets. You can use it as a nice tool to position shift like we did in the second lick. However, we're going to take it all the way up the fretboard on 2 strings only. I'm thinking G Mixolydian because we are playing over that F chord and that G chord. It suits it really, really nicely. Let's go through the idea. So we're going to be playing groups of 6 at a 16th note sort of feel, right? So you are getting that nice rhythmic displacement. It's not super predictable. It sounds really, really cool. Let's start from the 3rd fret of the B string. We're going to go up 3 notes of the Mixolydian scale. And then 3 notes of the E string. There's our first group of 6. Starting on the 5th fret of the B string for the next group. This is what it is so far. Right, and in relation to G, that's going to be the 5th, 6th, flat 7, root note, 2nd and 3rd. That's how I think of it when I'm playing these scales. The next group of 3, kind of awkward to play. We're starting on the 6th fret, which is our flat 7, going up 3 notes, going up to the major 3rd, which is B, that's our 7th fret. Now we're into sort of easier territory because they're parallel to each other, right? They're symmetrical, rather, right? So we're going 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12. This is what we got so far. And And then I switch into pentatonic mode. This is a really cool 3-note per string pentatonic sort of pattern that I use all the time. You get a repeated note on that E string, 10th fret, and the B string, 15th fret. They're the same note. So I'm playing 10, 12, 15 on both strings, descending down, and then finishing on the root note, which is 12th fret, when we hit that E minor chord, right? That resolves it nicely. This is the whole lick. A little bit faster. Nice and fun, really, really good workout for the picking hand. It gives you heaps and heaps of different ideas to extend it in your own way. If you want a few extra licks, as well as the tab to everything that you hear and see in this video, plus the opening solo, head over to Patreon. There's a 7-day free trial happening at the moment. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. See you on the next one.